It all kicked off with a pasta video. Not just any pasta video. The pasta video, Meghan Markle, rocking her polished but relatable persona, had just released what was meant to be a cozy, down-to-earth cooking clip. You know the formula, dreamy. Lighting, sneaky product plugs, hairstyled like effortless perfection. But what audiences witnessed instead was basically a crash course in culinary disaster. And apparently it didn't take long for Gordon Ramsay to allegedly lose his mind. Imagine this Gordon, knife in hand, checking menus in one of his luxury restaurants, suddenly being shown a clip of Meghan Markle swirling her ring-covered hand over boiling water like she's auditioning for Harry Potter. Then, right in the middle of stirring, she licks her fingers and immediately grabs the same knife again. Word is, he didn't even survive the first 60 seconds without unleashing curses that would terrify Hell's Kitchen rookies. Insiders claim he kept pausing the video, desperate to decode the madness. At one stage, he supposedly up and began pacing, jabbing his finger at the screen like he was witnessing an actual felony live. But the breaking point wasn't just the sloppy finger licking or those dangling. Jewels clanging over the pot like wind chimes, it was the knife work, or rather, the absence of it. Gordon Ramsay, a man who spent decades sharpening perfection and drilling safety into terrified apprentices, allegedly watched Meghan Markle massacre those onions with the finesse of a preschooler wielding safety scissors. No firm grip, no steady rock chop, just frantic hacking. Her hands splayed like she was playing piano, practically inviting a trip to the ER. That, insiders say, was the precise second Gordon's faith snapped. And let's be clear, this isn't some random critic ranting. This is a man who's shut down entire restaurants for food safety violations far less offensive than what Meghan casually broadcasted to millions. His entire empire is built on discipline, sanitation, and respect for the kitchen. Watching someone with zero culinary training, zero restaurant experience, and not a shred of safety know-how, strutting around as if she's a certified lifestyle guru. That, allegedly, is what sent him completely over the edge. And here's the kicker, it didn't stay behind closed doors. Word in the culinary circles is Gordon hasn't just ranted to his staff. He's been unloading his raw, unfiltered opinions to fellow chefs, critics, and honestly anyone willing to hear it. The food world is buzzing, and not in the flattering way. Messing up a meal is forgivable. But doing it boldly on camera while teaching millions dangerous kitchen habits? Another level of reckless. Still, it was the hygiene violations, insiders insist, that flipped Gordon's irritation into outright disgust. Meghan Markle not only licked her fingers, she wiped them on her clothes, played with her hair, and went right back to stirring. No hand wash, no pause, nothing. Allegedly, that's when Gordon exploded, yelling something like, "That's how you poison people, not feed them." And then came the garlic incident. Meghan Markle apparently attempted to mince garlic in a way that made veteran chefs wince. No smash, no chop, no knife controls, just random stabs and awkward prods until a few sad, half-crushed chunks slid off the board. One insider swears Gordon muttered, "That's garlic abuse." And honestly, after watching the footage, they weren't wrong. The problem wasn't just that Meghan's video was awful late, was that it was flat out dangerous. For Gordon, a man who's dedicated decades to elevating home cooking, this wasn't just sloppy, it was a slap in the face to everything he preaches. The jewelry, the hygiene, the non-existent technique, it didn't feel like a harmless blooper. Real, to him, it looked staged, almost like a parody of proper cooking. And that's when things spiraled. The breaking point, though, came with that notorious preserved lemon jar. Sources claim Gordon's fury turned into sheer disbelief when Meghan plunged her bare unwashed fingers straight into the jar and yanked out a lemon like she was bobbing for prizes at a carnival. Compliments. No spoon. No gloves, just those same fingers that had already gone through hair fluffing, jewelry, fiddling, and finger-licking like it was a pre-game ritual. That's not cooking. It's bacteria roulette. Reportedly, Gordon barked something along the lines of, "Shut it down," like he was smack in the middle of kitchen nightmares. And honestly, can you even blame him? But the culinary train wreck didn't stop there. Meghan Markle's hair, flowing loose like she was auditioning for a shampoo commercial, allegedly sent Gordon over the edge. In real kitchens, it's strict. Caps, nets, ties, or get out. Yet there she was, strands practically waltzing over the dish. For veteran chefs, that's not quirky. It's a violation. Several sources swear Gordon just shook his head, asking why someone with a platform that massive couldn't be bothered with the bare minimum. And then came the cutting board shoes. Where it is, Gordon spotted her cutting board sliding around the counter like it was auditioning for the Winter Olympics. No damp towel, no stability, just straight up danger. And for someone with Meghan Markle's audience, casually teaching people to chop on a wobbly surface with a sharp knife isn't just sloppy, it's reckless. Allegedly, Gordon warned that one slip could turn into a viral clip for all the worst reasons. And then yes, back to the jewelry. This wasn't a couple of rings. It was the full accessory department. Rings, stacked bracelets, even a chunky watch dangling inches from boiling pots and sizzling pans. Insiders claim Gordon started rattling off potential hazards like he was reciting health code violations. Rings, germ magnets, bracelets, accident traps, watches. Bacteria hotels? It's not quirky, it's a biohazard. One chef even joked she looked less like a cook and more like she was styled for a red carpet event than an actual recipe. What really pushed Gordon over the cliff, though, was the unshakable confidence. Meghan Markle wasn't bumbling or admitting she was out of her depth. She delivered it all like a polished pro. Tan chatty, even sliding in promos for her homemade goods like it was a QVC segment. Two trained chefs. That kind of confidence without competence doesn't read as cute, it reads as insulting. One insider claimed Gordon snapped that it felt like she was playing chef for the camera without knowing a single rule of the game. Naturally, the culinary world caught wind fast. And not just chefs, food safety experts started whispering too. Allegedly, some instructors now use the clip as a live-action warning label, the ultimate what not to do in any kitchen. One consultant even said that video drags cooking education back a decade. Gordon, meanwhile, was reportedly livid at the idea that her performance could influence impressionable home cooks. The real danger wasn't just sloppy technique, it was normalizing it, acting like food safety. Label forward, lemons teased with a "goodness coming soon" caption. The whole vibe screaming curated branding. And for Gordon, that's when the pasta fiasco stopped being a cooking disaster and became a business insult. Allegedly, the second he realized the performance was a calculated ad campaign disguised as everyday life, the outrage shifted. This wasn't about ruined garlic or sloppy knives anymore. It was strategy. A carefully packaged commercial rollout dressed up as relatable chaos. The pasta, the roses, the lemon teas, it all looked less like a tutorial and more like a polished product rollout. That's when insiders say Gordon shifted lanes. No longer just raging as a chef, now suspicious as a businessman. He allegedly began dissecting every detail that screamed marketing stunt. The casually name-dropped ingredients, the perfectly staged camera shots. The way Meghan Markle sipped rose mid-cook like she was in a lifestyle and, of course, those infamous preserved lemons, the same jar she finger-dipped, placed like a centerpiece ready to headline her next product launch. Gordon, sources insist, wasn't buying a single bit of it. Not the performance, not the narrative, not the brand. Behind the scenes, industry insiders were allegedly nodding along. Food safety experts and culinary veterans started circulating. The video privately not as inspiration, but as a warning. One senior kitchen trainer even quipped it was the priciest piece of hazard tape I've ever seen. In industry terms, Meghan had pulled off a cooking clip that managed to hit every single don't on the list, then dressed it up in glossy, luxury packaging. But what really ignited fury among seasoned chefs, especially Gordon Ramsay, was the cultural slap in the face. Sources claim the breaking point came when Meghan Markle unleashed what looked like a river of olive oil over her pasta and proudly called it Italian style. That's when actual Italian chefs worldwide allegedly jumped in and, not quietly. From Rome to New York, traditionalists were horrified. No reserved pasta water, no sauce technique, just noodles drowning in oil. To them, it wasn't rusticate, it was sacrilege. Some even joked that MasterChef Junior kids' literal children showed more respect for Italian cuisine than Meghan did in that clip. Hearing that, Gordon reportedly doubled down. Not because dragging a celebrity's cooking was trendy, but because pasta, to him and countless others, represents sacred simplicity that demands skill, and seeing it butchered while being packaged with a wine promo. That, insiders say, felt less like cooking and more like an insult to an entire culture. Everything they believed in. Insiders claim Gordon's biggest frustration wasn't just the sloppy post-eat, was the influence. When someone with millions of fans sells careless cooking as authentic, it blurs the line between education and entertainment. And when that same chaos gets packaged for profit, that's where chefs, like Gordon, slam the brakes. At that point, it wasn't about knife skills or olive oil, which was the message. That fame could trump fundamentals. That presentation could replace craft. That safety, culture, and actual technique didn't matter if the shot was pretty and the wine label was front-facing. Allegedly, Gordon called it the influencer infection of the food world, where it's not about flavor, tradition, or skill anymore, it's about marketability. And when it came to Meghan Markle's long-term brand, his closing words were savage. He allegedly predicted the exact strategy she's banking on: glamorized chaos sold as cooking might grab clicks today, but it'll never earn trust. Not from chefs, not from serious home cooks, not from anyone who knows the difference between a lifestyle stunt and real food. Because when the noise fades, people won't remember the lemons or the wine. They'll remember the disaster.